Hello, please take out your Nisd Employee Handbook. We will not be reading these handbooks cover to cover today, but rather highlight the most critical areas to ensure employee success. It is your responsibility to read and understand the contents of these handbooks. The purpose of this handbook is to provide information for employees that will help with questions and pave the way for a successful year. Not all district policies and procedures are included. Those that are have been summarized. This handbook is neither a contract nor a substitute for the official district policies, nor is it intended to alter the at-will status of non-contract employees in any way. Rather, it is a guide and a brief explanation of district policies and procedures related to employment. These policies and procedures can change at any time. These changes shall supersede any handbook provisions that are not compatible with the change. For more information, employees may refer to the policy codes and administrative regulations that are associated with handbook topics, confer with their supervisor, or call the appropriate district office. Nisd is an equal employment opportunity employer. Northside does not discriminate against any employee or applicant for employment because of race, color, religion, gender, national origin, age, disability, military status, genetic information, or on any other basis prohibited by law. Additionally, the district does not discriminate against an employee or applicant who acts to oppose such discrimination or participates in the investigation of a complaint related to a discriminatory employment practice. Employment decisions will be made on the basis of each applicant's job qualifications, experience, and abilities. Employees with questions or concerns about discrimination based on sex, including sexual harassment, should contact the Employee Relations Office in the Human Resources Department. Employees with questions or concerns about discrimination on the basis of a disability should contact the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. Questions or concerns relating to discrimination for any other reason should be directed to the Superintendent. Job vacancies announcements. You can find job vacancy announcements at our website at http://www.nisd.net/humanresources-resources/jobs. Reassignments and transfers. An employee with required qualifications for a position may request a transfer to another campus or department. A written request for transfer must be completed and signed by the employee and the employee's supervisor. Performance evaluation. Evaluation of an employee's job performance is a continuous process that focuses on improvement. Performance evaluation is based on an employee's assigned job duties and other job-related criteria. All employees will participate in the evaluation process with their assigned supervisor at least annually. Written evaluations will be completed on forms approved by the district. Reports, correspondence, and memoranda also can be used to document performance information. All employees will receive a copy of their written evaluation, participate in a performance conference with their supervisor, and have the opportunity to respond to the evaluation. Additional information on performance evaluation is found in Section 2 for teachers and Section 3 for classified employees and Section 4 for auxiliary employees in this handbook. Salary, wages, and stipends. Introduction. Employees are paid in accordance with administrative guidelines and an established pay structure. The fastest way to get questions answered or to find the form that you need is to view one of these on our websites. Overtime compensation. Our standard work week is the Northside ISD standard work week. Overtime compensation. The Northside ISD standard work week for all employees begins at 12:01 a.m. on Saturday and ends at 12 midnight the following Friday. The standard work week is the same for all employees, regardless of job title, pay grade, scheduled work days, or hours. Overtime must be authorized. Unemployment compensation insurance. Employees who have been laid off or terminated through no fault of their own may be eligible for unemployment compensation benefits. Employees are not eligible to collect unemployment benefits during regularly scheduled breaks in the school year or the summer months. Leaves and absences. Employees who expect to be absent for more than 3 days should call the Benefits and Risk Management for information about applicable leave benefits. Personal leave. State law entitles all full-time employees up to 5 days of personal leave per year. Personal leave is allotted based on the percentage of the employee's work calendar for which employed. For example, an employee hired as a teacher at the beginning of the second semester would be allotted 2.5 days of state leave. State personal leave accumulates without limit and is transferable to other Texas school districts and generally transfers to education service centers. There are two types of personal leave: non-discretionary and discretionary. Non-discretionary. Leave taken for personal or family illness, family emergency, a death in the family, or active military service is considered non-discretionary leave. Reasons for this type of leave allow very little, if any, advanced planning. Non-discretionary leave may be granted for the same reasons as listed for the state sick leave. Non-discretionary leave may be used for baby care within the first year of birth, adoption, or placement of a child. Discretionary leave. Leave taken at an employee's discretion that can be scheduled in advance is considered discretionary leave. An employee wishing to take discretionary personal leave must request the 3 days in advance of the anticipated absence. The effect of the employee's absence on the educational program or department operations, as well as the availability of substitutes, will be considered by the principal or supervisor in considering whether to approve the request. Procedures for requesting discretionary leave. All discretionary leave must be approved by the employee's immediate supervisor. Requests for discretionary leave must be submitted for approval at least 3 days in advance of the absence, using a form approved by the district, found on the Human Resources intranet site. Most discretionary leave requests can be approved by the employee's supervisor. However, for certain absences, district approval must be granted in addition to the supervisors. The same form used to submit the request to the supervisor will be forwarded to the Human Resources Department for review and approval. District approval of discretionary leave is required if the absence is on the first or last day of school, on a district-approved staff development day, immediately before or after a teacher and student school holiday, or more than 3 consecutive dates. Note, no more than 5 discretionary days are allowed during the calendar year. State sick leave. State sick leave accumulated before 1995 is available for use and may be transferred to other school districts in Texas. State sick leave can be used only in 1/2 day increments by employees paid on a monthly basis, except when coordinated with family and medical leave taken on intermittent or reduced schedule basis, or when coordinated with workers' compensation benefits. Charge of state sick leave to employees paid on a biweekly basis will be in accordance with Kronos leave accounting procedures. State sick leave may be used for the following reasons only: employee illness, illness in the employee's immediate family, family emergency, death in the immediate family, or active military service. Local leave. The district shall operate a local leave program to supplement the state personal leave program for all regular employees who are employed half-time or more. This local leave may be granted for the same reasons as listed for the state sick leave. Local leave may also be granted for baby care within the first year of birth, adoption, or placement of a child. Local leave is earned based on work performed. Employees who are employed after the beginning of the work calendar who end employment for the end of the work calendar or who are on leave absence more than 30 work days will have their local leave adjusted to reflect the portion of the work calendar completed. A day of earned local leave is equivalent to an assigned work day. This program provides most employees with up to 5 days of local leave. However, employees whose work calendar is 191 days or more are provided additional local leave. Immediate family defined for leave. For the purposes of state sick leave accrued before May 30th, 1995, and local leave, the term immediate family shall include spouse, son or daughter, including biological, adopted, or foster child, a son or daughter-in-law, a stepchild, a legal ward, or a child for whom the employee stands in loco parentis, parent, step-parent, parent-in-law, or other individual who stands in loco parentis to the employee, sibling, step-sibling, sibling-in-law, grandparent, and grandchild, any person who may be residing in the employee's household at the time of illness or death. For purposes of Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA, the definitions of spouse, parent, son, or daughter, and next of kin are found in DECA. An employee may use local or state leave to care for any of the family members listed in the broader DEC definition above. However, to be placed on a leave of absence or an intermittent leave of absence for care of a family member, the more restrictive FMLA definition, spouse, child, parent, is applicable. Non-FMLA emergency leave. Any employee other than a substitute employee, temporary employee, or an employee assigned to a position of less than 20 work hours per week shall be eligible for FMLA emergency leave. This leave is for medical conditions of an immediate family member. The purpose of non-FMLA emergency leave is to provide job protection to employees who cannot work for an extended period of time due to family members' illness, mental or physical disability, foster care, or temporary placement of a child. Non-FML is for employees that do not meet the minimum qualifications of the FMLA. A non-FML emergency leave may not be utilized to extend any other district-sponsored leave of absence program. Non-FML emergency leave must be taken as continuous block of time. Non-FML emergency leave may not be taken intermittently or on a reduced schedule. If non-FMLA emergency leave is approved, the length of leave is a maximum of 30 consecutive calendar days. Employees are granted one non-FML emergency leave per rolling calendar year. Proper documentation must be submitted to the Office of Benefits and Risk Management in order to be considered for approval. Family and Medical Leave Act and general provisions. The following text is from the federal notice, Employees' Rights and Responsibilities under the Family and Medical Leave Act. Specific information that the district has adopted to implement the FMLA follows this general notice. Basic leave entitlement. The FMLA requires covered employers to provide up to 12 weeks of unpaid job protective leave. Eligibility requirements. Employees are eligible if they have been employed by the district for at least 12 months. The 12 months need not be consecutive. Have worked for the district at least 1,250 hours during the 12 months immediately preceding the commencement of leave.